Top to one ladies, my name is Chaz and welcome to a side-by-side what if. This is a new one. So the side-by-side what if is, on one hand, is a tragedy, like chaos and things, but on the other is more ghostly. I'm giving you a hint. So, furthermore, when I said tragedy, that I was referring to like that. And spooky means like that ghost girl. So, let's begin with tragedy. Or tragic. I can't even say it. So, some people start with like Zuko being born thing. But mine is it's almost similar to canon, but when he was only 4 years old, after he got his quirk check thing, he had a time quirk that allows him to go back in time or go in forward. And regeneration, self-revival, and all that stuff. So, but one day, or shortly after, someone went supernova. Like nuclear nova. Destroyed the entire human populations. So basically, he didn't realize how time quirk that he has works yet. So, but it was so heskett, it pushed him to path of like anti-hero, kind of like Stain, but more reason why he's doing it, So, but now he trained with his quirk more, and then when he saw the opportunity, he went back in time and with his suit of armor thing, like what you see on screen, and he basically became like hero killer Stain, but for villains. Like, he basically killing all the villains off that would threaten humanity. He basically killed the one that had a nuclear power, and he also basically is trying to kill all the villains. So the crime rate went down to 0. Like, there was no, like, crime anywhere. As one day, All Might was tracking him down and bringing him to justice. But little did All Might know, he's actually doing it with a reason why he's doing it. So basically, only a last villain that was actually Zuko hasn't caught or killed yet was All for One. Everybody thought he was dead, as Zuko knew where All for One was, as he walks over to him, and before he killed him, All for One says, "Ah, you're that guy, kid that every villain is talking about." Sorry. You're that villain that everyone talks about, aren't you special? As he smiles, because as Zuko says, they should have feared me, but I'm only doing it because I'm a little bit upset, because one of your villains has killed my family off. In the future thing. Oh, you can't change the past. Well, I did. As Zuko, went, and so All for One saw what one of his men did. Destroyed the entire world. So All for One respects Zuko now. If you want to kill me, go right ahead. Or let's make a partnership, okay? As Zuko is what kind? Is it a one that beats you to a blood, or beat someone with a bloody palm? As he's all mad, he's ready to break something. So All for One's yes, well, I know that I'm the last villain, so go ahead, just kill me. As he says, "You're such a reasonable guy, aren't you?" Oh. As he basically pulled the trigger. Basically, he killed All for One and ripped out his quirk, and crushed it with his bare hand. All for One is no more. His immortality quirk, gone, destroyed. As he says, "Thank you. Now I'll rest in peace." As he Then he went away. As he looks up to skies and says, "Mom, I did it." As his own time stream thing. As only person that is keeping it in balance is him. So he basically as he was now a villain, but Nezu, who is like, so what is the villain's name? It's unknown to us. But to us, that doesn't matter. So, then he was on the rooftop, just relaxing, calming down. Of course, All Might saw him, and he was gonna battle, but instead, Zuko, he notices, like, hope and honest. As, like, basically, Zuko is pure light, like, all hope. As he tells All Might that, and he did it with my own reason. As he walks up to All Might and shows him what would have happened if he didn't kill those villains. As All Might was shocked. Basically, like, his reaction was, wait, so where are we? We were in the doomed future. If I haven't stopped the villain, his name was Nuclear. Because he remembers the name. Ultimate Nuclear. That he told him. And I hope my mother's okay. Because he went back in time before. She'll be fine. As Zuko was born with his sister's thing. So, then he turned to All Might and said, if you want me, I'll come quietly. Okay? As All Might says, Hey, Hin, I know that you're not a villain, but or I know that you are a villain, but why did you have to kill those other villains? As Zuko looked at him and says, because if I didn't, then it would happen to same thing in this or in the past too. I don't want that. Neither would you. As they know that Zuko, or All Might knows in his heart that he only did it with reason why. So basically, so and so now he got turned over to the police thing. As he my friends call me the Time Master. Okay? As Zuko was basically a few days later, he's more calmer and more like things went back to normal after that. Of course, there's no villains around to like whack them. So basically, they he was just sitting in his cell reading a book. As a detective, something's up. Why did he, like, after he killed all those, and he still, as he was asking Zuko a bunch of questions of why did he do it. Because I don't want the Zuko who, or this world Zuko to witness what I have gone through. As he says, as he tells him in a more calm way, as he says that, the why? Because I don't want this path to go down the dark path that I got sent out from. As As detective looked at him and said, "So basically, you're saying that you came from a alternate timeline." As he says, "Yes. The reason why I came back, eh, sorry, the my thing. If it's too long, I might split it into two parts. So this would be part one, if necessary." So Zuko was so honest with them that he he basically had a he saw what if he didn't stop them. As he's saying, "I'm regretting that if the villain didn't do that, then everything went." And as he was tearing up, and he also said, "And my mother wouldn't be dead because of them." As he starts banging on the bed, as how much sadness, as as detective could understand his pain, what he'd been through. As Nezu's like, "Okay." And so the with him was the judge. And when he heard that, he dropped all charges against Zuko, like every single one. Or he only did like murder thing, but that's it. Mm-hmm. So he dropped it. You know, Zuko, or time thing, or time lord. Okay, if you need anything, you know where to find me. I just need some alone time with myself and I. As they know that Zuko is so stressed, or they know that the Time Lord was stressed out. So when he saw oh Link, when he saw Bakugo, he said to himself, "That's cute." Right? As he was so stressed out. So then he went with past you or class 1A, students. And his other self, him, went into the, like we all know and love, class 1A of the future thing. So then he became, or his name would be Time Lord. Hearn. But one day, he basically, he basically was so stressed out, or like he saw his mother walking with a younger Zuko, or younger version of him. As he says nothing, it's just as his stress level, as he was in the same thing as Mirio, like he was a third year, but, or actually, Zuko was in, like, with the class 1A, but past one, like his brother's still alive and all that stuff. So Bunny Girl is like, notices that Time Lord has no real sympathy for anyone. Of course, they all know that, or actually, the Bunny Girl knows that the Time Lord doesn't have friends. But so there was, of course, where is it? It was, the Doctor created a new Nomu, or like a new super soldier thing. Basically like cloning himself, but the clone looks so much like that had like same thing, but he can control it. So then Bunny Girl, on one mission, Bunny Girl, asked Zuko, or asked the Time Lord, of how did it feel, as he turns and looks at her and says, "What do you mean?" As well, as she says, well, you have the, what do you have, like 4 quirks? There must be something useful. As he says, my first quirk, the time quirk, allows me to go into the future, past, or stop time. Second quirk is regeneration. Third quirk, I have self-revival. Basically, I can never die. And I can, if I do want to die, it's would be impossible. As so one day Inko notices that Time Lord character. So she basically, her town basically was at preschool with Bakugo. Uh-huh. So she was in the park. And so she walked over to Zuku, or to, as a, to a Time Lord one. So he's basically, hold on, how much time? Okay. So basically, Inko asks, like, what's your name? As he took a deep breath and he says, my name's Time Lord. But, and as he, you kind of remind me of someone that I used to, and as he always had a necklace thing of his own mother looked like, always on him. Mm. So then as he says, what's yours name? As Inko says, Inko Midoriya. As that totally broke him. Like his mother was also Inko Midoriya from, as he tells her that don't make or make sure that your son goes down the right path. As hey, of course, Inko says, "Okay, why?" As Bunny Girl, or it was like, so basically, in the he says, "Me at your apartment building thing or your house." Sure. Why? As there's basically, you really want to tell you the truth, and huh? As Bunny Girl, so Bunny Girl says, "Come on, let's go." As he says, "Bye, see you soon." As he was basically so he went, or like at night, or before, way before Zuko, or hung home. He got home before, and of course, now Inko says, "No, what do you want to tell me?" As he says, as he took off his mask and showed his true face, "My name isn't the Time Lord. It's my superhero name. But please call me Zuko Midori." As Inko was shocked that her own son is a Time Lord. Like, she did not know that her own son, it was a Time Lord thing. So she basically and he told him or told her that spend more time with Zuko from this timeline, as it's basically okay. And so what happened to you? As Zuko says, well, the timeline that I is from is we got or rest of you got killed. Only person that was on Earth was me. So everyone died from that explosion. So I went back time and or went to this, or it would be the past. It's confusing, yes, but so then as Inko says, who was the one that did it in your timeline? Or as he says, well, this villain called Nuclear, he basically killed everybody except for me. He even killed himself too. As Inko says, that's terrible. As he or she actually got an idea. How about become this family or this path's family? As he tell his mother that the okay and be a big brother to myself. Okay. So Inko says, yeah, well, basically to yourself. As he graduated from UA after he became a hero instead of a villain. So now All Might gave One for All to Zuko, his brother, basically, as Inko doesn't mind naming her second, or no, her fourth child Time Lord, so to not get confused. So he says, okay, as Zuko had two sisters. Both of them are the ones that you see on screen. Her and her. Because in his, he also had two sisters named, like, or ours looks similar, but they couldn't, or he couldn't believe that his own unlovable terror. So, Bakugo and Deku, or Zuko, went and so Zuko, or the Time Lord, Ern, says, hey, Bakugo, as Bakugo's like, who's this kid? As Inko said, this is his brother. Or his, it's similar to your cousin, or sibling. As both of them are like shocked that, or all three of them, or four of them. As he says, well, Bakugo, is that your name? As Bakugo's like, okay, how do you know my name before we met? I don't know. As Bakugo's mother was there, so Bakugo went in and told him the truth. As Bakugo's like, wait, what? Two Zukus in the same? I'm done. As he lying, gonna go to bed. Kind. Because he is, as she, or as Inko told them that the pro hero's name, or secret identity, it was Zuko Midoriya. As both of them are like surprised that it's two Zukus. As she says, I'm, I'll say this. I'm from a different timeline. Or it's kind of like the other room. Or other path. More accurate term. As she says, wait, so you're from the, like, another timeline thing that allows, what quirk do you have? Oh, I have a time quirk that allows me to go into a future or the past or into any other dimension or any other universe with the same thing. So basically, as he explains what his quirk does and or quirks, and he also explained reason why he's here. As she says, wait, as she couldn't, one of them couldn't believe his story. Like, seriously, everyone was dead in your timeline except for you. You were the last survivor. As he turns and looks at his sister, says, "Yes, sister. It's because a nuclear is a villain that he basically killed all of us except for me." As he says, "Huh." Or she's like, "Huh. Well, I think in you're quite nicer than." Because, so he does like a pro hero duty things, and the next day, as as Nezu already knows that. Oh, I wish I could just. So, so the Bakugo, you know, was like, okay, Time Lord, how was I in? As he says, well, let me explain this to you, Zuko, or to Bakugo. How, as he as he explains it really fast, and Bakugo's like, okay, that makes sense. As and during when Time Lord talked to them and showed them what, and they like they saw like his own world got destroyed as he goes and does hero work with Bunny Girl and 13. 13 told the Time Lord if he wants to join her by obsessing with USJ thing. As Zuko or Time Lord says, yeah, let's crack these villains down okay? As there was only like 4 villains left, 4 different types. There was one that the one that I'm trying to think of what picture uh picture Midnight, but it's like her first costume. Here, let's go to here. Go to here. I might have, the demonetized thing. It's basically like her, but way more naked thing. So, oh, yeah. So now, sorry about that. The Zuko, who, so the she's basically is a different kind of love instead of the one that's in the canon one, where that little kid and a old man or a mm, kind. So basically, they were like, okay. So now the how much time do I have? Okay, so Zuko or Time Lord was chasing her down, and of course, Bunny Girl or no, 13 told him that don't get close. She has love abilities that allows people or boys to get when they get close, you know, will fall under her quirk. Well, forgot to tell you this quirk, as he used heat blessed quirk, because he actually had or that quirk he possesses, because it allows him to be unaffected by other quirks. So he basically is unaffected by Eraser Heads' quirk. Or that Love Girls or Love Woman, that's what. So basically from One Piece or One Punch Man. So basically Zuko, his like counterpart, like his brother, more accurate term, does like a what he did in canon, and but now he's ready for him to witness the truth, or he already did, but he didn't know that who, as he takes up and tells Zuko, or whispers it, my name is Zuko, as he was like, he couldn't believe that stuff. So basically, he he was a pro hero called Time Lord. On as he did all that stuff. Now, let's see. Okay. It's almost similar to canon, but of course, All for One was killed, and the only one new threat thing was against a creature, or that as he so it was like against all. It's similar to All for One against All Might situation, but is the Time Lord Hearn beat him at his own game. And they it's now okay. So now, and don't worry about Overhaul or All for yeah Overhaul. He already got like he got basically got killed by a Time Lord, or not killed, but more like teleport him to the prison, as he was like a god to them. So the Creech, or I call him Creech, but has noticed that. So they went, told him, and so Chaco, she, of course, she was had a nerve thing, as of course Time Lord Hearn, Earn, or sometimes, or actually, he or his brother calls him, "Hey Time," as everyone's like, "Huh." As his own, like, of course, Ochako was, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? So Ochako was still in love with Zuko, and so then Toga, huh? Or like Camp Park thing, when Toga saw Time, she immediately fell in love with him. So then Zuko, or the Time, he was like, okay. And so he wasn't an imposter. He was the, like, so he was the school teacher, basically. Or he was a para, like helping Mr. Aizawa to teach class. Because they know that the Time Lord was, everybody wants him. So the one day, like, then, okay.